So this is a great secret of prosperity, but it requires work, of course, but all the real secrets do. So this is when now we're mixing the kind of two main qualities of Jupiter energy. You can look at two main qualities of Jupiter energy by the two constellations of the zodiac that Jupiter rules in Vedic astrology. So Jupiter rules Sagittarius, sense of righteousness, sense of truth, the archer, the warrior of dharma, of truth. But then you have the other constellation that Jupiter rules, which is Pisces. And Pisces is expansiveness, and Pisces is formlessness, and Pisces is spaciousness. And Pisces is the intuitive wisdom that is born out of spaciousness. And so this is one of the real great secrets of prosperity energy, is that the more and more we can bring ourselves and bring our prana and centered in our nervous system, so thus the mind can rest and enjoy the spaciousness of its natural state. In other words, when we can bring the mind into its type of relaxed expansiveness that we experience in a meditation space. When we bring the mind into its kind of meditative quality, we experience it very much, spaciousness. And in that spaciousness, there's a great relaxation, but it's not a relaxation like we experience because we're tired and we need to lay down. It's a relaxation that's full of aliveness. It's a relaxed type of vitality that emerges in the body and the mind. And out of that vitality, we do get a sense of intuitive truth, wisdom. Intuition is the wisdom that flows in the present moment. And so this is more of the Piscean, if you know people of a Pisces nature, they also have that sense of truth. But it's less about righteous indignation and it's more about the intuitive feeling. And so that just intuitive feeling of reality, that intuitive feeling of truth. So the more we can bring our minds into that meditative expansiveness where we're less pushing away and resisting things that are coming towards us that are uncomfortable. And we're also less emotionally gripping onto the things that are pleasurable in our life. This is what happens when we start to allow the mind to rest in a greater empty space. Is there's less of this kind of push and pull with the different activities and challenges and pleasures of our life. Well, that may not sound all that fantastic, but it is actually. Because now there's less of doing that because very, very clearly we're seeing there's less value in these things. We're resting and becoming more and more established in the space of our own, of the goodness of our own heart, the wisdom of our own mind, and we're able to enjoy ourselves as we are. We're able to enjoy life and nature as she is. Less need to push things away or to grip onto things because we've entered more into a flow. And when you're in a flow, there's no gripping and there's no pushing away. It's when it's flowing into the difficult when it arises, and then allowing the medicine of that difficult to nurture us, growing from the experience as the enjoyable and the pleasurable and the prosperous energies come. It's flowing into those. It's appreciating it. It's feeling the gratitude and the expansiveness of it and continuing to flow. So this is the glory of what the meditative mind does for us. And the more and more we're able to rest in that expansive meditative mind, the more prosperous we do become, because it's more of the natural Jupiter energy that is flowing through us and is able to express itself through us. This is part of who we are. This is part of our psyche. And so that's why when that starts to happen, you have more and more of a sense that you'll be and are being taken care of. that things are going to work out. Just in a similar way as when somebody in astrology has Jupiter in the first house, they say that it takes away something like 10,000 blemishes in your horoscope. Well, probably why they say that is largely because when Jupiter is that placed in the first house, that person will tend to always have a sense of their cup is always half full. Their cup just kind of overflows. And so even when there are challenges, there's not much of a focus on them because there's something there that's a stronger sense that they're being taken care of. Now, we don't need Jupiter in our first house in order for that to become our experience. You understand? I think this is one of the dangers of astrology is people get fixed on what their horoscope is and not realizing that this is just the starting point in order to elevate. And if you learn about Jupiter, you learn about Saturn, you can harmonize into their most positive aspects and you can improve your life through it. So that's how it's fantastic. How it's dangerous is getting stuck and allowing the sense of your personal horoscope to kind of enslave you into some idea of how you are. Well, sure, it gives us useful information to understand kind of how we're wired and what our natural strengths are and what our natural weaknesses are. But it also gives us every possibility of elevating from wherever we are into where we'd like to be. What I would like to be is have fantastic Jupiter energy, and I think everybody would like to have fantastic Jupiter energy. Some people are a little more come in with more of that. Then it, like I was mentioning earlier, often needs to be refined and purified so that it's very balanced Jupiter energy. So all of us can increase that feeling that we're being well taken care of, and that allows us to flow. And that's a feeling of prosperity that comes alive in our life. And the more we can bring our prana and our mind into that space of shunya, expansive spaciousness, the more that will start to become our experience. So this is a great secret of prosperity. But it requires work, of course, but all the real secrets do. You have to bring ourselves into a space of expansive clarity. Well, that's going to require some discipline if you're going to do it consistently. That's what sadhana is called. There's a practice that happens to take care of our energy once a day because it's so very valuable. And the more we see how valuable it is to have a meditation practice, and an exercise practice that not only works with the body, but works with the prana, the chi. When you see how valuable that is, you'll make time for it. That's how we really show what our priorities are, is what on a consistent basis do we make time for. You want to know what your priorities are? Just look at your life and what are the things that you make time for consistently. That shows you the priority. That's it. That's the real way to know. So, a sadhana is one example of prioritizing your mind, your energy system, and the unfolding and blossoming of our life at the spiritual level. And part of how we do that is by training the prana to center itself in our nervous system. So every time we're doing a spinal flex, spinal twist, etc., and we go inhale deeply, suspension of the breath, suspension of the mind, we're in a very practical way training the prana and showing it how to center itself in our nervous system. The more we do that consistently, say you do it a little bit every day, even if it's just 15 or 20 minutes, done consistently, what happens? Just like your body, if it has a cut, it'll heal itself. When you show the life force of your body how good it feels to be in a meditative space, it will want to be there more and more. So then the more it's cooperative in nature. We are in cooperative partnership with ourselves and nature herself. You take one step towards her, she'll take a step towards you. So you show the body. The body is Mother Nature. Show the body how it feels when life force is centered in your nervous system and the mind goes into its meditative, relaxed aliveness. Well, after that's why we always are putting emphasis on things like 40-day challenges, because we want to try to establish that enough to where now not only are we working for our life force, the life force is also working for us because it's learned how to center itself. It's learned how to feel good in the body. Heart lifts up, shoulder blades drop, feel more like ourselves. Insecurities start to dissipate. Mind gets confidence. It feels good. And it's valuable. And so that's what, in my experience, gives a person discipline with a meditation practice or a yoga practice, is get to the point to where it doesn't make sense to not do it. Did I say that right? And if I didn't, you know what I mean. The double negatives. Okay, so that's just a little inspiration to get us moving tonight and to work with this. But what I would like us to do is put tonight specific energy into the Jupiter aspect of the meditative space. So how do we do that? Tonight we do that by putting attention on our expansiveness and putting our attention on our intuitive psyche and the wisdom that comes to us through the open space. If we're going to do that, that means we need to do a little work to get ourselves into that space. All of us can do it. And so we're going to go on a journey together. Hey, thanks for watching on YouTube. Best easy way to stay in touch with us. Hit the subscribe button here. You'll see our videos when they come up. If you enjoyed this one, hit the like button. It'll help more people see it, help the channel grow. I appreciate you watching.